So, biggest problem is, where do we start now that we know where we need to go? Well, let's get started with your base. That is literally one of the most important thing, is with your base. And when we talk about your base, it means personal contacts you already know and who might be a great potential source for referrals. If you're in the healthcare field, you already know other people in the healthcare field. Let's first look at family members. Ask your family, do you guys know any physicians? Everyone has a physician. And if they already have physicians, ask them for them to refer you to them, to do an introduction. Ask your employees who are the physicians that they're going to. Ask them for a referral to have them introduce you, at a meeting. Encourage them to visit their physician right now and say they need their yearly checkup. And by the way, this is Michael or this is John. I want you to be able to meet with them. Can you call them or can they call you? Another thing also is, look around, you guys. If you think you're targeting just the patients, the 65-year-old and over Medicare patients, no. Look around, and within your base, you should have coworkers wherever you're working right now. If you're working for another agency or if you're working in a hospital, nursing home, you should have coworkers who have aging and frail patients or parents. So look into that as well. Literally, if you look around what your base is on who's surrounding you, you will ultimately be able to find patients and potential clients. The next thing is this: your current patients that you have right now. Did you ask them if there is anyone else that you can service that they know? Because your patients will have friends, they'll have relatives that will need services. They are guaranteed to have people that surrounds them that are of their same age that they can truly recommend you to. People who has used your services in the past. So let's say, for example, you have a patient that's been discharged. Well, do you ever do a resurvey? Do you ever go back to them and ask them questions and see how they're doing? And see if they know anybody that possibly will enjoy your services because you helped them before? When was the last time you reached out to those patients? So if you're starting off, make sure that you always follow up with patients you've been discharged. Because if they needed help before, they're going to need it again. And you make sure also you go ahead and reach out to physicians that are referring to you right now. And there's going to be times where there are physicians who stops referring to you. Well, go back to them and seek them out. It's easier to rekindle a relationship with a past referral source rather than trying to get a new referral source to start taking care of you. And just like anything in customer service, we tend to try to look for the next big thing, yet we don't take care of our current customers and clients that is in front of us. So this is really missed by a lot of home health agencies. Like I said, your relatives, your staff members, very great source for potential as to be able to getting started with your base. Your friends. Look, you're in business now, right? You want to keep your job. You want to keep your own company open. Look, everybody networks, and you should definitely reach out to your friends, because if they are your friends, ultimately they want you to succeed as well. Don't be scared to ask for them. You're not trying to get into one of those multi-level marketing companies where you're expecting them to buy some knives from you. You're just expecting them to actually create an introduction for you. So make sure you ask that. And your neighbors. Let your neighbors know what you do. Have a get together at your place, invite them over, have a barbecue, meet at McDonald's, whatever you need to do. You need to start what's around you. Who's around you? Who's around you, most of the time? Deal with those people, because just by getting started with your current base, you're going to be able to succeed. And some of you guys have, thought about this, but never even approached your neighbor or your friend or a coworker for a potential referral. And the next thing is, let everybody know around you what's going on. If there's businesses in your area, can you drop off flyers with there? Are you going to local brunch places or breakfast places and leaving your brochures, your business cards there? Typically, these breakfast nooks, these breakfast places and brunch places will have a corkboard in their hallway that you can post your information. And guess who loves breakfast? Old people. So make sure you market yourself out there.